sake, this man cannot remain in power.
Right now at 10, President Biden wraps up his European trip condemning Vladimir Putin, while he says it's time for Putin to go. And mapping history, how a new project at UW-Madison will tell the stories of the Wisconsin's Ho-Chunk people. And later, it's MPD versus MFD as the battle of badges makes a long-awaited return to the ice. That's all coming up at 10.
My message to the people of Ukraine is a message I delivered today to Ukraine's foreign minister and defense minister, who I believe are here tonight. We stand with you, period.
President Biden wrapped up his historic trip to Europe with some powerful and unexpected words today about Russian President Vladimir Putin. Biden was in Poland, and CBS News' Wendy Gillette reports the White House is already trying to walk back some of his comments.
Addressing a large crowd in Warsaw, Poland, President Biden spoke some of his strongest words yet against Russian President Vladimir Putin.
For God's sake, this man cannot remain in power.
Shortly after the president ended his address, a White House official released this statement, clarifying the president's words. The president's point was that Putin cannot be allowed to exercise power over his neighbors or the region. He was not discussing Putin's power in Russia or regime change. Since the war on Ukraine began over a month ago, Mr. Biden has called Putin a war criminal as his forces bombard countless civilian sites.
A dictator bent on rebuilding an empire will never erase a people's love for liberty.
Meeting with Ukrainian refugees in Warsaw earlier in the day, President Biden was asked what their plight makes him think of Putin.
He's a butcher.
The UN Refugee Agency says more than 2 million Ukrainian refugees have crossed into Poland.
But helping these refugees is not something Poland or any other nation should carry alone. All the world democracies have a responsibility to help.
President Biden said the war has already been a strategic failure for Russia, which has not gained control of any major city, and he issued this warning.
Don't even think about moving on 1 single inch of NATO territory.
Air raid sirens sounded Saturday in western Ukraine's largest city, Lviv. Explosions rang out and plumes of smoke rose above the city, which is just about 40 miles from the Polish border. Wendy Gillette, CBS News, Rzeszów, Poland.
Now, the Kremlin is responding to Biden's comments tonight, saying that Putin's status is not to be decided by Biden. Spokesperson went on to say that it should only be the choice of the people of Russia. The refugee crisis in Ukraine is getting worse. The UN estimates that 3.7 million people have fled the country since last month. Late this week, the U.S. said it would admit up to 100,000 refugees and provide $1 billion of humanitarian aid to other countries affected by the war. Now, people in our area are working to help those in Ukraine. A UW-Madison researcher hosted a bake sale today at the Goodman Center. Money raised will go to nonprofits operating in Ukraine. Organizers say they've been given a great response from the Madison community.
I think everyone to a certain extent has just been feeling a bit powerless, and we want to do something, but you don't know what to do. So yeah, I thought, if I can do some good while baking some cookies, then hey, that is all right by me.
Now get this, today's sale raised more than $1,000. If you still want to help out, we've got a link to the bake sales donation page on our website. And Metcalf's Market is also pitching in this weekend. The grocery store is offering sunflowers to customers in exchange for donations to the World Central Kitchen. Now, the sunflower is Ukraine's national flower, and Metcalf's will be selling these flowers again from 11 until 1. They're also going to be selling paper sunflowers from now until the end of the month. And for the latest headlines out of Ukraine, do not forget to download our Channel 3000 News app. It's free and available in the App Store. Well, we are following a few big national stories tonight. At least one person is dead after a parking garage partially collapsed in Boston. Now, officials say the man who died was a construction worker. Crews had been working to soon demolish this garage. A second person who was walking past the garage at the time was taken to a nearby hospital. Police have closed off several blocks surrounding the garage. And in Colorado, a wildfire near Boulder is forcing thousands of people to evacuate near the National Center for Atmospheric Research. Now, anyone hiking or camping is also asked to please leave the area, as well as part of the UC Boulder campus. Okay, to weather now. Let's get a look at your certified most accurate forecast with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti, who's outside.
It's a cold trip outside tonight. Temperatures are already in the 20s. Let's start out by taking a look at the time lapse from the WISC-TV Skycam. We had clouds for much of the morning, and then as we got into the afternoon, you started to see some breaks in the overcast, and as time went on, you saw more and more sunshine. All the snow is on the other side of Lake Michigan, and it's lake effect snow, so it just shows you how cold it is. The air colder than the relatively cold waters of Lake Michigan. At least they're open from ice for much of the area. High temperatures today, generally in the lower 30s here in Madison. We didn't even make it up to the freezing mark. 31 was the best we could do. Right now, temperatures are in the 20s. As far as wind chills are concerned, the winds have lightened up quite a bit. A few places seeing wind chills in the teens and single digits, but that's more the exception rather than the rule. Look for a low of about 15 overnight with clear skies tomorrow. Mostly sunny, but unseasonably cold. We should be in the upper 40s. 32 will be our high for tomorrow. And I'll take a look at a forecast that does include a warm-up, but also includes some precipitation as we head into next week.
All right, thanks so much, Gary. New tonight at 10, the UW-Madison campus in Arboretum is home to almost 50 archaeological sites, most of which have ties to Native history. Now, one UW professor in our school's American Indian Studies program wants to bring that history to the forefront. Tahalil Mahodin spoke with her and shares how she wants to make this happen.
This photo taken in 1910 shows UW students participating in what they called a Pipe for Peace ceremony. In reality, it was an annual gathering where students both mocked and appropriated Native culture. And as a UW professor tells me, it's just one of many examples of little-known history on the UW campus. UW Assistant Professor Casey Keeler is hoping to highlight a history that hasn't always been respected.
About visibility, and the more we can do, the better, but it's also the right thing to do.
To help change that, Keeler wants to take student learning outside the classroom.
An app-based program so folks can access it on their cell phones while they're walking around.
The project, called Mapping des Jopes, after the name given to the Madison area by the Ho-Chunk people to mean 4 lakes.
Part of that education is getting students to know the Native people that live here in the Madison area, whose homeland we are on at the University of Wisconsin.
A digital map highlighting sites on the UW campus especially connected to Native history, like Observatory Hill.
That area is home to some mounds that most folks on campus have heard about or at least seen or walked over. Some of them are for more religious or spiritual reasons. Some folks use mounds for burial purposes.
Or this familiar statue that sits atop Bascom Hill.
For a lot of Native community members, Abraham Lincoln is this really troublesome figure.
Focusing on lesser-known history, like the 1862 war between the state of Minnesota and the Dakota bands.
That resulted in the largest mass execution in the history of the United States when 38 Dakota men were hanged in Mankato. And Abraham Lincoln was president during that time and signed off on the execution orders.
It's a project that will in part rely on local Native voices.
I'm excited for involving community members and to do it in a way that recognizes their knowledge and their time by compensating them.
Helping build towards a shared future. The university has already taken a number of steps to highlight the land's history. That includes a land acknowledgement, hiring new Native faculty members, and creating programming on campus around Native history. Cartographers will begin working on mapping des Jopes this summer.
Thanks so much, Tahalil. Next tonight at 10, the Nebraska congressman convicted of lying to federal authorities is resigning. In a campaign email, Republican Jeff Fortenberry thanked Nebraska for trusting him in D.C. Now, due to the current situation, he said he could no longer serve effectively. Fortenberry had lied about an illegal campaign donation. He says his last day in office will be on March 31st. Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson is popular in the court of opinion. According to 4 major polls, President Biden's pick for the U.S. Supreme Court is the most popular since 2005. Now, Jackson needs at least 50 votes to be confirmed. Democrats hope to vote by Easter. Topping our COVID headlines tonight, people over the age of 50 could soon be getting a second booster. The FDA is expected to authorize the extra shot next week. Earlier this month, both Moderna and Pfizer asked the FDA to authorize a 4th COVID shot for most adults. Now, experts are still divided on whether an additional dose is necessary for everyone. Speaking of COVID, Kyrie Irving hasn't gotten his shots, but he'll be putting up shots tomorrow at the Barclays Center. The Brooklyn Nets star is unvaccinated, but he'll be able to play for the first time in front of his home crowd in Brooklyn after New York City's mayor issued a vaccine exemption for entertainers. Now that's rubbing the city's essential workers who could still be fired for not getting their shot the wrong way.
We're here all the time working, and we should be treated the same as those athletes coming in for a day or two.
Now, last month alone, more than 1,400 workers were fired in New York City because they were unvaccinated. Beginning this weekend, no state in the U.S. has an indoor mask mandate. After 2 years, Hawaii has dropped their mandate at midnight last night. Now, masks will still be required in public schools, prisons, jails, and airports. Public transportation across the U.S. will also continue to require a mask until at least April 18th. In more local news tonight, it's one of the fiercest rivalries in Madison, the Battle of the Badges. The community fundraising event returned today at the Forward Ice Arena. The game between the Madison Police and Fire benefits safe communities and the fight against substance abuse. Teams hit the ice this afternoon after a 2-year break from the pandemic. Organizers say it can be difficult getting funding for their cause, but events like this help it out a whole lot.
They see so much of it in their jobs, and sometimes it can feel a little hopeless. So being able to do this feels like you're contributing to the solution, and it can go a long ways for those difficult days when, you know, they're faced with it when they're on the job.
After they get off the ice, the teams are also preparing for a soccer game to be played later this summer. Next tonight, legendary drummer Taylor Hawkins has died. The Golden Lock musician was the drummer for the Foo Fighters for more than 2 decades. Now, the band was set to perform last night in Columbia, but he had chest pain. Medics tried to resuscitate him, but he eventually died at the hotel. Investigators say that he had 10 substances in his system at the time of his death. Fans set up a memorial today outside of the hotel. And the Foo Fighters were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame last year in their first year of eligibility. Hawkins was just 50 years old. We'll be right back.
(1-800-GOT-JUNK) can bring the springtime anytime.
Oh, yes! We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK
or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
It's Ford Truck Month, America. With new inventory arriving daily, it's time to get after it in a Ford F-150 and a Ford Ranger. Stop by your local Ford dealer today and let us help you custom order your truck your way. Then we'll get after building it. It's Ford Truck Month. Visit your local Ford dealer today. Order your F-150 to lock in 0% financing for 66 months and $500 cash, plus an extra $1,000 retailer order bonus.
You're a hard worker. Provide for your family. Do good things in the community. Help out your neighbors. You've been there for so many others. Now, we're here for you. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
Everything seems to be more expensive these days. Everything costs more. Ron Johnson should be helping families like us, but he seems to have helped himself instead. An investigation found that Ron Johnson pushed through a special tax loophole that benefited his own family's business. Then he cashed out of the company for $5 million. He's doubled his wealth since taking office. It doesn't seem fair to me. Tell Ron Johnson to stop passing tax laws that benefit himself.
A lot of folks ask me why their dishwasher doesn't get everything clean. I tell them, it may be your detergent. That's why more dishwasher brands recommend Cascade Platinum, with the soaking, scrubbing, and rinsing built right in. For sparkling clean dishes the first time. Cascade Platinum.
I've been telling everyone, the secret to great teeth is having healthy gums.
Crest Advanced Gum Restore detoxifies below the gum line and restores by helping heal gums in as little as 7 days. Crest, the #1 toothpaste brand in America.
1-800-GOT-JUNK can bring the springtime anytime.
Oh, yes! We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK
or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Sunday morning, we'll have highlights from the Elite Eight as Coach K looks to make it to the Final Four in his final season at Duke.
And we're tracking another system to bring in some spring showers. We'll give you the details from 6:30 to 8 Sunday morning.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
It's been more than 500 days since the 2020 presidential election, and those results here in Wisconsin are still being challenged. This all started in late 2020 with the recount results in Dane and Milwaukee counties. President Biden actually gained votes in that process. Former President Trump's campaign also brought forth several lawsuits against the Wisconsin Elections Commission. All of those were later denied or dismissed, and still ongoing is former state Supreme Court Justice Michael Gableman's GOP-led investigation. Now, earlier this month, he suggested that Wisconsin's results be overturned, but local clerks are doing their part this weekend, testing the election equipment in public and hoping you'll come see that this is a fair process.
I came here to ask a few questions.
For the past 2 years, Lawrence Winkler has attended the public testing of election equipment.
The last couple of times, the last times I were here, I was the only one.
Lawrence was one of the only observers present today, even though the clerk's office wants the public to come in and watch.
And so we encourage people to come to these tests so that they can see there's nothing to hide. We're showing you everything that happens before Election Day.
The clerk's office says it wants people to see that their ballots next month will be cast in both a safe and secure manner.
We keep everything as transparent and open as possible because we want people to have trust in the election system.
With the upcoming April 5th election, Lawrence hoped to ask questions and get a better understanding of how this testing process works.
This particular time, I wanted to find out the kind of tests they were running and how they were testing the machines.
And he encourages others to do the same.
I think it helps people understand at least part of the process by which we prepare the machines, or they prepare the machines for the election.
Samantha Benish wrote and edited that story. After each machine was tested today, staff secured the ballot box and scanner. They won't be opened again until Election Day. And if you're hoping to vote before April 5th, early voting is underway in Wisconsin. All you need to do is bring your photo ID. You can check to see if you're registered and find out where you can vote by visiting myvote.wi.gov. Wisconsin's deadlines for this year's fall's elections are coming down to the wire. And this week's massive U.S. Supreme Court decision is a big reason why. When the court threw out the maps of our state Supreme Court picked, they threw a major wrench into the deadlines that candidates have to file for August and November elections. In less than a month, candidates can start circulating paperwork for signatures. Naomi Coles will be breaking down what's coming up next tomorrow on For the Record right here on WISC-TV. Okay, the Rams might have won the Super Bowl last month, but everyone won today at the Super Bowl. The event is held annually by the Habitat for Humanity UW chapter. People got to go locally for a bowl of soup, salad, bread, and desserts. The event featured special guests including the Badger Band, retired News 3 Now anchor Rob Starbuck, and of course, our very own chief meteorologist, Gary Canalti, who joins us now. And Gary, how was it today? What'd you have for soup?
Well, my choices that I was dishing out were poblano, bisque, and chicken chili. So those are both very popular choices. I was there from about 12 to 1. It's for a great cause for Habitat for Humanity. Well, 3 things you need to know in our forecast. Could have used some of that soup to warm up today, and you'll need it for tomorrow. High temperatures only in the 30s. Low temperatures tonight and tomorrow night in the teens. Now, we'll see some showers beginning late Tuesday into Tuesday evening, when they could mix with a little bit of some sleet or freezing rain, and then change to just rain showers as temperatures start rising Tuesday night. And then we'll look for Wednesday to be warm enough for some thunderstorms. So we'll see mostly rain there. And then we could see that change back over to some light snow showers or flurries for Thursday as temperatures turn colder again. No snow across Wisconsin tonight. Skies are mainly clear here. The other side of Lake Michigan, this just shows you how cold it is. Lake waters are still pretty cold over the Great Lakes, even though they're now mostly ice-free because of the warm-up that we had last weekend, but still producing lake effect snows on the other side of Lake Michigan. High temperatures today didn't make it above freezing from much of the eastern two-thirds of Wisconsin. Out to the west, the sunshine got there a little bit sooner, so that made the difference, getting temperatures into the middle 30s. But you go to the south and west, the farther away you got from Wisconsin, the warmer it gets. But that warm air is going to stay to the west, at least for the time being, because the jet stream, as we talk about all the time, is kind of the dividing line between colder air to the north, milder air to the south, and this weather pattern. When you see a lot of big up and down movements, that usually means the jet stream doesn't change very much. The weather pattern kind of gets stuck, and that's where we're at now. And unfortunately, we're on the cold side of the pattern, and when you're stuck, that means you're just going to be there. High pressure located just north of the U.S.-Canadian border, just continuing to funnel down the cold air. Winds out of the north and northwest across Wisconsin. At least they're not so brisk that we're talking about wind chills in the single digits or even colder, but it'll keep us cold for a while. Temperatures now teens in the northern part of the state, mainly mid to upper 20s here in southern Wisconsin. We'll see clearer, partly cloudy skies overnight, allowing temperatures to drop into the middle teens. Highs tomorrow, lower 30s with sunny skies. Tomorrow night, more clear skies, temperatures in the mid-teens. Upper 30s expected for Monday before the next weather system arrives on Tuesday. Tomorrow, a mostly sunny but unseasonably cold day. High temperature at 32. We should be about 49 this time of year. 38 on Monday, still well below normal. Then showers develop late in the day on Tuesday. Maybe mix a little freezing rain or sleet Tuesday evening. Then showers, maybe a couple thunderstorms from Tuesday night into Wednesday. We turn colder Wednesday night. The rain changes back to some snow showers or flurries for Thursday, with highs only in the 30s. And then 40 for Friday. A slow warming trend into the start of the following week, but all of those temperatures are still below normal.
Yeah, I haven't been outside in a while. How was it tonight when you were out on the patio?
Oh, it's warm. It's 80 degrees. Can you believe that? No, it's cold.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it'll be over someday. Who knows?
Someday.
Yeah, thanks, Gary. The Bucs get some help tonight on the road, and his name is the Greek Freak. Highlights from Memphis are coming up next in sports.
First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
You're a hard worker. Provide for your family. Do good things in the community. Help out your neighbors. You've been there for so many others. Now, we're here for you. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
Here's why it's smart to custom order your Ford SUV. Because custom orders receive priority. You'll get an extra 1,000 order bonus plus incentive protection, guaranteeing you the best offer now or at delivery. And the features you choose. Want an EPA estimated 41 combined MPG in an Escape Hybrid? A 12-inch touchscreen in an Edge? You got it. In a Ford built your way. Order your new Explorer SUV to lock in the special Flex Buy offer and get 1,000 custom order cash.
Wow, this is where you work now? Figured I deserved a more inspiring space. And with home values being up, I had a lot of equity. So I got a home equity line of credit from Summit, and voila, added a home office.
Took your business to the next level.
Hey, you two have been in your place for a couple years now. Any fun plans?
Well, we just finished a refi with Summit.
Really?
And the plan is to make a bunch of great memories.
We're going to use the savings to get a camper.
Whatever your goals, Summit Credit Union can help you use your home's equity to go get them.
Alice loves the scent of Gain so much, she wished there was a way to make it last longer. Say hello to your fairy godmother, Alice, and long-lasting Gain scent beads. Try Spring Daydream, part of our irresistible scent collection.
One Prilosec OTC in the morning blocks heartburn all day and all night. Prilosec OTC prevents excess acid production that can cause heartburn. So don't fight heartburn, block it with Prilosec OTC.
At Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison, the switch is always on. It guarantees the highest average payout percentage in the region. This leads to better odds and more wins than any place else around. Nobody messes with the switch.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
I knew I had
to take charge of my life. I didn't recognize myself. Now with Jenny Craig, I've lost 27 pounds and 3.5 inches.
Introducing the revolutionary Max Up, the one-stop, most effective weight loss solution. Limited time offer. Join now.
The new season just dropped. Enter the Big Dinner Box from Pizza Hut. 2 pizzas, breadsticks, and wings all in one box. You'll run out of episodes before you run out of food. The Big Dinner Box, only from Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
First week of spring practice is in the books for Wisconsin football, but the Badgers didn't wrap things up without breaking out the pads. For the first time this spring, the team suited up, capping off a week of getting reacquainted while also adjusting to the several off-season changes. But hey, that's what the spring is all about, new. Now, it's a word that goes hand in hand with this time of the year and also this team.
Starting with a blank slate and laying the foundation for the 2022 Wisconsin Badgers. You look back and you say, what can we, okay, turnovers. How can we secure the ball more? And you can start looking at some technical stuff with each group. But I'm really excited to start this thing fresh and new from where we are and build on it and move forward.
Wisconsin volleyball also finishing up its first week of spring practice. Now, ever since winning their first national championship back in December, this team made it very clear they want to do it again, despite losing several playmakers in Dana Retke, Sydney Hilley, and Lauren Barnes. Now, this team knows it's going to be different, but that's why they're taking advantage of these practices to find their rhythm ahead of the 2022 campaign.
Kind of finding our way of working. And I think that's going to slowly build as well the more we connect with each other and find those lines on the court.
Let's get to work every day. And that's, I think, the mindset that we try to have, no matter who is here or what year or what happened the previous year. Let's go win the day. Let's go and bring it.
The Badgers begin their slate of spring games this coming week. On Tuesday night, they're going to face UW Green Bay at Beaver Dam High School. That's one of 4 spring contests. Giannis and Chris Middleton return to the lineup tonight after being out with injuries. Now, perfect timing since the Bucks are on the road facing the Grizzlies, both making a statement early on. But out of those first few minutes, the Bucks are playing catch-up most of the night. DeAnthony Melton pouring it in for Memphis. His 24 points off the bench helped the Grizz win 127-102. Giannis finishes with 30. Now, these teams will split the regular season series. And history is made. Duke is Final Four bound, which means Coach K now holds the record for the most Final Four appearances by a head coach in tournament history with 13. The Blue Devils will face either St. Peter's or longtime rival UNC next week in New Orleans. Also heading to the Final Four is Villanova after taking down Houston earlier tonight. Now here's a look at the other 2 Elite 8 matchups set for tomorrow. Both games can be watched right here on CBS. Up first is top seed Kansas taking on 10 seed Miami at 1:20, followed by St. Peter's and North Carolina tipping off at 4:05.
Yeah, you look at the rest of the programs that are left in the field, and it's blue blood. You know, Miami is still maybe not necessarily a basketball school, but a huge program. And then there's St. Peter's.
I know, everyone's cheering for them, everyone's pulling for them, and I think, you know, just like that, like the statements they've made this entire tournament, and also too, I mean, to be able to take down Purdue on Peacock Day. Yeah. I mean, like, just like all the stars are aligning for them, so they got a huge backing in this tournament for sure.
Whoever wrote the script for this year's March Madness, you deserve a raise. Thank you. Thanks so much, Jordan. We're going to be right back.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy an air conditioner. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase an air conditioner and a furnace at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
Aren't you tired of being tired? Shop Denver Mattress today and get all the Z's you need. And during the Super 7-Day Sell-Off, save big on the Doctor's Choice Firm, now just $664.99. Check out the budget-friendly Summit Firm for only $284.99. Or save $300 on Tempur Breeze and Luxe Adapt mattresses and get a $300 gift. Plus 5 years no interest and free shipping. Say goodbye to tossing and turning and hello to a better night's sleep. Only at Denver Mattress.
What makes Febreze Air Effects different? While cheaper aerosols rely on artificial propellants, Febreze uses a 100% natural propellant. Check it out. Pressure created by what's in your air makes the bottle spray, which means freshness everyone will love. Febreze.
My hygienist cleans with a round head. So does my Oral-B. My hygienist personalizes my cleaning. So does my Oral-B.
Oral-B delivers the wow of a professional clean feel every day.
Here's why it's smart to custom order your Ford SUV. Because custom orders receive priority. You'll get an extra 1,000 order bonus plus incentive protection, guaranteeing you the best offer now or at delivery. And the features you choose. Want an EPA estimated 41 combined MPG in an Escape Hybrid? A 12-inch touchscreen in an Edge? You got it. In a Ford, built your way. Order your new Explorer SUV to lock in the special Flex Buy offer and get 1,000 custom order cash.
Water is one of nature's most beautiful and life-sustaining resources. At no fault of their own, many Wisconsin utility customers are facing a shutoff to their water service. This leaves them without the one life-giving resource we all take for granted. And those hardest hit are on fixed incomes, juggling multiple temporary jobs, or those who lost full-time jobs in sectors hardest hit by the pandemic. If someone you care about needs a hand up, your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your water, heat, and power on. If you are in danger of losing your water service, call 833-H2O-WISC, 833-426-9472. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy an air conditioner. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase an air conditioner and a furnace at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
Every day, News 3 Now investigates. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
But today, I guess, yeah, it's a sadness in there.
Okay, are you ready for baseball? Gary, this happened during yesterday's spring training game and almost took out...
eyes on the field.
Say, come on, you need those guys. I mean, those are your Cubbies right there.
Yeah.
Cubs outfielder was being interviewed on the broadcast when they almost got hit by a foul ball. Opening day now is less than 2 weeks away. Oh, we can't
Is
wait.
that their $85 million man there?
Yes, it is. Yes.
That was close.
Yeah, so that's what happens. You have to use a translator, too. So
I mean,
I think it's what happened. But
that could have been a very expensive injury.
Yeah, very bad situation, but
my heart's already...
heart's racing.
Got to get warmer weather in order to play baseball around here. A live view from the Edgewater Skycam. It's clear out there, but temperatures are in the 20s. We'll be dropping into the teens. Wind chills right now in the teens in some spots. High temperatures tomorrow, only in the lower 30s. Today we only made it up to 31, about the same for tomorrow. A little warmer for Monday, but still well below normal. Some rain Tuesday, late Tuesday into Wednesday, when we could even see a few thunderstorms. That changes to snow on Thursday, and then temperatures stay below normal through next weekend and the first part of the following week.
All right, Gary, thank you so much, and thanks so much for watching us tonight. Have a good rest of your night, everybody.